Good morning, everybody. It's Sally. I have figured out how to do the microphone. I made a long video which was so distortedly loud you couldn't understand what I said. So I'm going to try this again. I have to run in a minute, but I wanted to just do a quick video to say I have been losing my mind for the last month and a half. I have moments of clarity, but I'm finally in a place where I just wanted to say I really get what it's like now for people to struggle. It's easy to be so confident when you're doing well and you're in maintenance and you keep it off and you're still focused and you're doing the same thing and it's all working out. But come to winter time in England, with the lack of daylight and the month where I didn't walk with my rambling group because the lady that would always give me a ride and I became very dependent on went out of town for a month, and I did not have the wherewithal in my own self to drive to find where the other walks would be. They are in the countryside. This isn't just like you can say, well, go to the Springfield parking lot at the mall and we'll meet you in the far left corner. It is go to Hoo-Ha City, Ville, town, and get the lay-by past the bent twig and the fork of the road. And they give you a map coordinate, but it's not a GPS coordinate. And if you don't know Ding Dong Village around the corner 20 miles outside of town, or 15, or and you don't know how to read the signs. I mean, I love England, but it's not instinctive here on how to find certain things yet. And so I found reasons that I was fearful, and I thought, well, if you go and try to find them and then you can't find them, you're going to have spent 20 miles driving down, white-knuckling down a country road and then not find them and then be really angry. And you don't want to be really angry, do you, Sally? So I would talk myself out of even trying. Plus, then one morning I thought about it, and it was really close, like maybe 2 miles down the road. And it was so damn damp. It was damp and cold, and I had already started to hunker down in my depressive mode, so I didn't even want to try to go out in the car and find them. So it was my own fault. They only walk every other week anyway. But with Mary, my sweet Mary, who's not sweet at all, she's quite a feisty little woman. I love Mary. She's sweet to me, but she's a character, and I love her. So she, I really depend on her. And with Mary, I would walk on every other Tuesday, but then we would walk Wednesday, like a really long walk, and maybe she'd need to do a recce too, where that would be maybe a 9-mile walk. And so I was getting to walk more than every other Tuesday, and it was just like making my life worth living. And then that all stopped. Screeching halt, same time that the sun was coming down at 3:30 or 4 o'clock, and not coming up until 8 a.m. So it was a rough period. That's when I made a reservation to come home in January. So mid-January to mid-February I will be in Virginia and parts unknown, North Carolina, visit to Texas, that kind of stuff. So I'm fine. I'm so much better. And just as things got really rough, things got really busy for the Christmas season, which was wonderful for me, I have to say, because in Woodbridge I had no people except for you guys. No social activity, no invitations, nothing for years. Quite honestly, I had stepped out of the church arena of life, and that's a whole other thing, which is really not important. The point is, if you're not in a community, you're not in a community. And whether it's a community of people that pick trash up on the side of the road, and you have a Christmas party, or whether it's people you go to church with, if you're not working and your kids aren't in school and you just find yourself adrift. So anyway, I've been adrift for many years. That's okay. But then I found you guys. But we can't have Christmas parties together. So here, super busy, super fun, lots of stuff. I took on some responsibility that a little stressed me out a little bit, which kind of showed me that I still have limitations on what I can do to keep my peace and keep my centering and eat well and be healthy. No sunlight, no walking. A little stress from overcommitment and stepping out in a new community. It's like, oh, I'd love to decorate those tables. Oh, well, you're in charge of the whole thing. Oh, my God, a luncheon for 240 people. Oh, my God, what if it's not good? And what if I grow up? So that was fine. That's today. But I found someone to pass that responsibility on to who was just the right woman for the job. She wasn't afraid to get what she needed done, ask people for stuff, And I just got to be creative. So, happy day for that. That's over today. The cookie exchange stresses me out because it's 9 dozen cookies, and I haven't baked cookies in a long time. And this is a stove that runs a little hotter than the one at home. So every time I made 9 dozen cookie batch, it didn't work out very well, and I didn't think they were good enough. And then I made another batch, and the whole time I'm grumbling in between. I can't make these cookies. It won't be good enough for a cookie exchange. Blah, blah, blah. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Negative energy, not good for me. The cookie exchange is over. I made another 9 dozen cookies, which then led me to bring home 9 dozen cookies, which was not a good thing. So, the month of Sally's wayward off-the-deep-end behavior from mid-October to like this week, or the end of October to this week, has entailed, quite honestly, the realization that you really can get off track. And I'm not talking about going out and eating burgers and fries off track. I'm talking about I'm not exercising. I'm drinking more than I should be drinking. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm drinking all day. It means that my little head goes, oh, 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3:30. Would a drink be nice? Would a glass of wine be just appropriate right now? Well, there's nobody here but me. I could wait till Steve came home to have a small glass of wine, but no, it was starting to be earlier and earlier. And more often and more often, because I was depressed and I was self-medicating. The next self-medicating thing, of course, were cookies. Cookies. I'm thinking, I'm not having any more cookies. No more cookies. Well, yesterday I'm standing, after I'd walked and rambled and was happy, and the tin comes open, I'm like, I'm not eating more cookies. Next thing you know, 1, 2, 3, and you're standing there looking at the kitchen cupboard like someone has taken over your body and your mind is disconnected, and so your body's just feeding itself some cookies. And I'm like, what the heck is going on with you, Sally Wimberly? You need to get your shit together. So, all the cookies are leaving the house today. We've heard this story from me before, right? There's the airmen on base. They take a collection of homemade cookies for them, and they give them all packages of cookies. And there's a luncheon for them today, too. Dinner tonight. So, dozens and dozens of cookies are leaving my home. I gave some to the Ramblers yesterday. That was delightful. We opened the car boot at the end of the little pub lunch we had after we walked. That was the Christmas celebration. And then I said, here's cookies, cookies, cookies. It's so funny. I had them in those Ziploc Christmas red sacks, and so I said, here, take the rest of them, take these with you. And she says, I'll return your... I said, you don't need to return the bags. I said, where'd you get those? That's not... Oh, they'd never seen anything like those red Glad Ziploc, Christmassy sacks. Anyway, all the cookies are going. The alcohol is stopping. I mean, we have a party Saturday night, so I'm determined to not drink anything until I have a glass of wine or something Saturday night. And I've decided if I do drink anything, again, it's going to be a small glass of wine, a big glass of water, a small glass of wine, a big glass. And by then, I'm at a party. I just need something. I just find that I'm tossing that wine back because it's too easy just to drink it. It's room temperature. So I need some spacers. Or I notice if I drank my wine and I mold it, which means you heat it up in a coffee cup with a few herbs, spices, you sip it. I don't sip my wine when it's in a glass. I'm finding more and more often it's like, ugh. So it's not a good place for me to be. It's not healthy for WLS. It's not healthy for gastric bypass. It's not healthy for me here. So cookies gone. Wine is getting curtailed a bit. And hopefully I will be able to get back on track and understand. I have much more empathy for people that have regained to some degree that even though I was pretty squared away on my lentils and my no bread and greens and no potatoes and blah blah, it doesn't take much to get off. It doesn't take much to get off at all. And I didn't want to get on the scale. I'm sure I'm probably 10 pounds up from my lowest or my mid-lowest or my regular lowest. I'm probably pushing on 140. And I can only tell that because I feel it in my body. I feel it in my clothes. And it's not about the number on the scale because I don't want to get on the scale right now because I used to get on the scale and you would redirect really quickly. I found I was was getting on the scale and I'd say I'm going to redirect, and then I still couldn't redirect, and that really frightened me. But that's partly the depression and the stuff. But I feel like now it's more about what feels comfortable to me. I don't feel comfortable in my skin, and I don't feel comfortable in some of my clothes. I'm sure I'm still a size 6. Big, don't anybody cry for me, you know. I'm still a size 6. But my clothes don't look as nice on me as they did before. And I sure can't wear any size 4s. So I want to find my balance place, but I know true balance is going to start with what I'm eating and drinking. And that's where it's going to go. So I just want to say I get it. Those who struggle, I finally get it. And my apologies for being smug or feeling any sense of, well, if you would just, doesn't exist anymore. We all have to learn the hard way, don't we? Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys soon. I got to go get ready and get a shower and get dressed. See you. Bye.